All right, 93 S10 4.3 5-speed. We're gonna do a radiator replacement on it. Mine has a crack right down here at the neck. You can kind of see it there below that first notch right there. So it's got a little bit of a leak to it. So we're gonna go ahead and swap it out. Haven't found any good videos on here showing you anything about how to do this. So I'm gonna try and make one, see if I can maybe help somebody. Every video I seen out there was for second gens. So first step, we're going to drain the coolant. You'll see our drain plug that is located right down there at the bottom. So we're gonna open that up and stick a pan under there and try and catch as much of the antifreeze as we can. So anyway, you just turn that plug right there. Mine's on the bottom driver's side. Just turn it counterclockwise, coolant will start coming out, and let's have you a pretty decent sized drain pan to catch it all in. Of course, it's running all over the place, naturally. And while my coolant was draining there, I went ahead, got my upper hose disconnected here. Got my little hose for my degas bottle disconnected there as well. I wasn't going to replace my upper hose. I was just going to try and cheap out and reuse it. Until I saw that right there. It looks like, if I had to guess, it's supposed to sit in here, but I'd say at one time it probably wasn't seated in there. Probably was hitting on the alternator, wore a spot in it, so definitely need to replace that because that's a blowed out hose waiting to happen. So next I need to take out my fan shroud here. So it'll be these screws that you see right along here. And then there's some right there. There's one there. And then also one there. We need to take those out so we can get that out of the way. And there is actually 2 bolts for the upper fan shroud down in there. One there and then one here. I didn't see them. They were hiding from me. There's 2 on that side too. Okay, got the fan shroud out of the way. It just pulls right out. If you're fancy enough for AC, you just gotta wiggle it around this guy a little bit, but it'll come out. So now there's a heater hose right here. Sorry for the weird focus. Heater hose here, we'll disconnect that. And then your lower hose is right below it. So we'll get him disconnected, and then this thing should just slide right out. Okay, got all my hoses disconnected. So now we're just gonna pull this thing on out here. Sorry for the horrible camera angles there. There she is. Okay, so we got our new unit. So there's a couple different options for these trucks. Some have trans coolers, which mine don't because it's a 5-speed. Some have engine oil coolers, mine don't because it's whatever. So I had to special order this through O'Reilly's. I believe it's a Murray brand, but there's the part number. They ordered it from the factory and had it in about 3 days. So here's kind of what it looks like here. Of course, it's going to sit in the truck like that. But you got, here's where your upper would connect to. Got this little cap and a clamp in it. I guess that's if you wanted to block off the heater hose. I really don't know what that's for. Then your lower will go right here. And then there's your heater hose fitting and degas and radiator cap. So let's get her popped in here. One thing I will show you guys, I found this thing just kind of laying down in here. It goes right there. It's just a rubber support bushing. You'll see my other one down in here is still intact. So just make sure you get those seated in so the radiator has something squishy to relax on over the course of its life. Okay, so just pretty much reverse order of removal. Got my lower hoses hooked up, heater hose, degas hose. My heater hose has this little thing on it. There was nothing in it when I took it apart. I don't know what's supposed to go there. All I can figure is maybe this degas hose, maybe once upon a time was a little longer and it rested in there, and maybe it sprung a leak and somebody shortened it. Got the shroud in, got all my bolts in. One thing to remember about the shroud, it'll fit down around the top of the radiator, and then this right here has a little lip that'll actually pop up underneath. I started these bolts, left them loose, and then put in the 4 bottom bolts on either side there, and then I just snugged them all down. All right, so I went ahead and got me a new upper hose, put it on, got everything buttoned up, and then I filled the radiator with coolant. Now I'm going to start the bleeding process. I bought one of these nifty little funnels off Amazon. They just connect there where the radiator cap goes. They come with all the different fittings that you may need, and then you can just fill it up with coolant, and then while the vehicle runs, when the thermostat opens, it's going to suck it down. You can pour some more in, and then basically you'll just kind of go back and forth revving it up, and you'll have a bunch of air pockets, bubbles coming up and bubbling up, and then it'll drop down. And once it kind of evens out and the bubbles are kind of minimal, and you have good heat and you're not overheating, then you'll be all good. So that's kind of what you're looking for right there. It's just these bubbles. It's all the air coming out of the system. So, just make sure you got good heat, and just let it do its thing for a few minutes. And once it calms down, you'll be all good. If you have to add coolant during the process, that's normal too. Alright guys, so I got a good hot heat, not getting too many more bubbles here. Some bubbles here and there, small ones, be normal while you're doing this. If you're wondering why I have a piece of string tied, it's because this motor shakes so bad while the truck's idling that I couldn't really tell if I was getting bubbles or not, because it was shaking my funnel around so bad. So I just kind of secured it. That way I can keep it nice and still. But I got good heat whether I'm on the gas or off the gas, and coolant level seems good. Definitely want to wait when you're bleeding one though. Let your thermostat open and then continue running it. The easiest way on this truck to tell if your thermostat's open or not is to just feel your upper hose here. It'll be cool until the thermostat opens, and then it'll get hot. So that's pretty important, especially if you're like me and your temp gauge doesn't work. So, but either way, if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'll help you any way I can. I hope it's been a help to somebody out there. Tools I use is just a 10mm socket to get the shroud bolts off, and a flathead screwdriver, and I probably got maybe start to finish, not counting the time it took for me to go to the parts house and get the upper hose, I'd say I got maybe a little over an hour in this, if even. So definitely an easy project you can do at home. But again, thank you for watching.